You know, I think back, when I look at Midtown Manhattan, I think back to that day that Donald Trump went down the escalator and, you know, frankly was met with a lot of titter, titter. How interesting. Donald Trump wants to run for president. And here we are looking at a fairly tight race with this individual. So what does it tell us, Byron?
Well, it tells you, I think, first of all, that so many people thought Donald Trump was going to quit. I actually spent part of the last day going through all the predictions that people made, beginning before he even came down that escalator on June 18 of last year. So many people thought he was actually going to quit at various points in the race, and it never happened, and he is still competitive.
And that, to me, is one of the most astonishing things, Steve. When you look at Donald Trump, everybody thought he wouldn't have the opacity for it, he wouldn't have the ability to get out there and campaign. He loves campaigning. I mean, this man has a passion for getting out there and meeting. You know, I heard him a little while ago saying the most extraordinary thing for him in this whole experience is just getting to know the American people, being out there and seeing what an extraordinary country it is. You know, thoughts on this, big picture?
Well, I mean, I was one of those people who didn't think he would do well. I was one of those people who was tittering when he came down the escalator, although I did think he was going to run. I think he's exceeded everybody's expectations, including his own. And when you talk about him on the campaign trail, I think one of the things that he doesn't get enough credit for, probably, is that he enjoys himself on the campaign trail. I mean, he really seems to love this stuff. Now, his critics would say that's because he's a narcissist and he enjoys the adulation that he's getting from the crowd, but he loves it, and he sort of thrives on that, and he does a pretty good job when he's giving a campaign speech, if you don't score it for, you know, things like telling the truth.
There's another issue of perhaps he could be a little misled by the enthusiasm for him, because I've been to Trump rallies, I think, in a dozen states. They're big and they're really enthusiastic. And, for example, Trump is talking a lot about Michigan now. Went to a Trump rally in Michigan back during the primaries. The way he connected with those voters when he said, "Ford is moving our jobs to Mexico." Deep connection with the voters. On the other hand, Bernie Sanders got huge rallies, 20,000 plus rallies, and Hillary Clinton got more votes. And if you talk to the Trump people, one of the measurements, maybe the biggest measurement they make for his support, they say, look at those rallies, they're huge, people are enthusiastic, may not translate into 270 electoral votes.